Thank you for celebrating New Year's Eve and the birth of a new year with the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, and the excitement is in the air. 10 minutes to go before this year completes and the new year begins. And in 10 minutes, it seems like it's been 10 minutes for quite a while. Seems like it's been 10 minutes for about a half hour. Anyway, oh, shit. I don't believe it. We've been so focused just carrying on with this live broadcast that I didn't notice this. The clock stopped. Holy shit. What time is... Are you fucking kidding? Oh, God. It's 12:44. Damn it. What the hell is with you morons? Why didn't you say anything? God, I heard all that noise outside. It sounded like fireworks. I just thought it was music from the club next door. I was wondering why the people were singing Old Lang Syne outside. I thought they were practicing when the clock hits midnight. I apologize. I'm terribly sorry. It's just the clock software on the big TV screen. Well, it's not that big. It's 16 inches. Well, it's bigger than the 12-inch screen we used last year. Anyway, the software crashed and the clock froze. I know you were here to do the countdown to New Year's Eve with us. Obviously, we're not going to do the countdown now. That was 44 minutes ago. I'm just so terribly embarrassed. God, do you see what I'm up against? Producing this comedy podcast schlock. I'm trying to produce halfway decent, even moderately mediocre comedy podcast. We went all out to have the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast New Year's Eve extravaganza, kick off another year of the podcast, and this crap happens. I can see it now, a third season of incompetent crap and stale fart jokes. And I don't mean jokes about farts that are stale, because in every sense, a fart is stale, because it's gas from the intestines. So I don't mean jokes about stale farts. I mean stale jokes that just happen to be about farts. And yeah, this is just more of that. This is just more of that, trying to get a joke and a cheap laugh out of every goddamn fart reference that we could crack. I was hoping that a good New Year's Eve event would do something to rescue the dignity of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. One little shred of something that looks a little like dignity left, but this failure has ruined that hope. I'm sorry. I apologize to all you bat-up Mag-Toopers who were counting on us to do better. You came and you tuned into our New Year's Eve event, and you chose to celebrate the countdown and the striking of New Year's Eve, and you held up your glass to toast us, and we had you holding up your glass and waiting for 44 minutes. As the producer of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, I most humbly apologize for the enormous impact this had, and I acknowledge we ruined your New Year's Eve. You kind, generous people, you could have gone anywhere. You could have celebrated with a show that had a working clock, and you came to celebrate it with us. And you trusted in us, and we let you down. We pray that the podcast for the rest of the year will get better. Come on, it can't get any worse than the train wreck that was last year's shows. Anyway, Happy New Year. I listened to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. It can't get any worse. The battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Journey to dimensions of existence even more moronic and idiotic than ours. Alternative universes of such stupidity that we've constructed. The battery-operated Magic Toupee. Warning! The following comedy is intended for mature audiences and for those not easily offended. If you're of a delicate disposition and offend easily, for example, if we refer to you as a silly cunt We recommend stop listening immediately, cancel us now, and fuck off. And off we go to the battery-operated Magic Toupee Control Center. Control Center, engage. Multi-dimension navigation calculated. Multiverse circuits on. Battery-operated Magic Toupee. Initiate connection.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Are you offended by crappy humor? Do you experience having your intelligence insulted by a comedy podcast? Well, on the next Yes, It's Another Morning, the producer of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, who wishes to remain anonymous, and asked us not to mention that he is Elliot Stein from London due to the many complaints and death threats about his crummy podcast, comes to apologize and talks about what it's like living on the streets of London in a rented cardboard box while producing a world-unknown failure of a podcast, including new ways to apologize for the appalling quality of the show and the different happy things he can think about to resist from committing suicide by the closing credits of the show. He also wishes all a happy new year, though it's difficult to make the words out through his sobbing and crying. All this and more on the next Yes, It's Another Morning, but first... Are you a man or a woman or something in between? And have you caught a sexually transmitted disease from a woman named Louise M. from Guildford? Well, join the club at www.louisemfromguildfordgavemetheclap.com and join the Louise M. from Guildford Gave Me the Clap experience. With over 400 members and continually growing, we're a community on the move.
I'm Fred M. I'm married to Louise M. from Guildford, and I'm the only one in the club who hasn't caught the clap. Well, I think I'm the only one who hasn't done it with Louise M. She's just not there very much. She's busy most evenings. But I'm an honorary member, and it's great to be part of this growing community of all these guys and girls and the horse, which caught sexually transmitted diseases from my charming, precocious wife, Louise M., and her very active lifestyle.
And if you join the club in the next 24 hours, you'll get a special bonus. 50% discounts on the special ointments needed to treat your genitalia for that special gift that Louise gave you. Good night and fuck you, Louise, you whore. Shit. Do you have that problem? You start a sentence like, and then you just don't know what to say. I mean, it's so confusing. There are so many words that could come after such phrases as, I'll never forget when, or always remember to. Now, thanks to artificial intelligence, you'll never have to be stopped by not having something interesting to say with Sentence Finisher AI. How does Sentence Finisher AI work? Well, you train Sentence Finisher AI with your voice, then you just begin a sentence, and Sentence Finisher AI will continue. Observe, my father once told me, never eat latkes while showering as the potato mucilage will absorb water. Wasn't that amazing? You'll never believe that I didn't know what to say after I said, my father once told me. How about this one? I'll never forget that beautiful midnight Botaki party in the moose enclosure at the zoo with those beefy penguins. Sentence Finisher AI is great for so many things. Introductions at parties. Hi, my name is... Fill in your name. I'm so excited to meet you that I'm feeling aroused. Don't worry, I won't be into you in that way. This is a platonic meeting. Woof. Sentence Finisher AI. Hi, this is the Filler Show, the program used when a show's running a bit short and the creatives, that's a bit of an ironic name for the dullards who write and produce. Anyway, when they're running a bit short and they need some filler to use up the time, they can't be broadcasting dead air, you know. That's where we come in. It's a pleasure to bring you this week's Filler Show. Well, that's all the time needed. We got the job done. Good night. I used to love laughing, and then, against all warnings, I made a misguided decision. I became more involved in community. I got involved in local politics. I volunteered to a local political party that I will not name and worked for a certain politician that I won't name, and I spent time with that said politician. Now I no longer find things very funny. Last week I tried so hard to laugh. I watched what used to be the funniest films I know of. I saw Blazing Saddles. I couldn't laugh at it anymore. The Producers, not even a chuckle. I viewed what I used to consider the funniest films. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, The Life of Brian, The Meaning of Life. I couldn't laugh anymore. And now I live a humorous, drab life. All because I spent time with a politician. There's no more hope for me. I'll never laugh again. I'll just quietly get on with life without a smile. I work for the Suicide Prevention Hotline. It's the perfect job for me. I've got no more sense of humor to destroy. So take heed of my warning. Although it may seem tempting, do not spend time with career politicians. Its deadening effects are just too, well, deadening. For the sake of your sense of humor, let alone your integrity, please give to the Royal Society of People Who Venture Too Close to Politicians for their own good. The RSOPWVTCTPFTOG. I know it's a bit silly having an anagram for a charity with this many letters, but remember, none of us have any sense of humor anymore. So please give generously to the RSOPWVTCTPFTOG. Thank you. Battery-operated magic toupee. Switch to shameless begging for sponsorship mode. Initiate. If you're a subscriber, many thanks. We love you and appreciate your generosity. And if you're not a subscriber and you like the podcast, subscribe to us on the Battery Operated Magic Toupee podcast Patreon page for the uncensored and ruder full-length episodes, exclusive content, special events, offers, and even more cool shit. We aim to give you original, uncensored, well-produced comedy, and that costs money. You can also purchase the book, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee by Elliot Stein on Amazon. And you can visit our webpage at BOMT.UK. That's BOMT for Battery-Operated Magic Toupee.UK.
And now we return to
The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Battery-operated Magic Toupee multi-dimensional circuit. Upload more crap.
Welcome to Discoveries in Empowerment. My name is Timmy Anal Scrapyard. I'm sorry, it really isn't meant to be a joke. That is my name. I'm descended from the Liverpool Anal Scrapyards. It's spelled Y-N-A-L Scrapyard, but when you pronounce it, it sounds like Anal Scrapyard. It goes to show you when you write something, you should read it out loud, because what looks good on paper doesn't always sound good, like when they created my last name. Anyway, I am Timothy Anal Scrapyard. I'm a man with social curiosity for sociological discovery, and I want to discover how to make the world a happier place and empower people. So in my new show, I'm gonna discover. I'm not gonna come from any theories. I'm not gonna do any newfangled personal development courses like the Forum or Anthony Robbins or anything like that. I'm gonna get in on the ground and discover and travel around week after week and empower people and make them happier. And I'm gonna do that by finding out what actually makes them happy. Here's a few clips from my empowering journey. I first meet with the wonderful Agnes Freehauser. I'm here with Agnes Freehauser. It's wonderful to be with you, Agnes. And dear Agnes, I just want to know how I can empower you, given that you've had to overcome the fact that you're uglier than a donkey's anus with open hemorrhoidal runny pussy sores. Agnes, I just want to know what I can do to make you happy and empower you. Agnes, how can I make you happy? And Agnes, don't cry. Your tears are dripping on those thick black whiskers that are coming out of your warts, so stop crying. I want to make you happy, even though, quite frankly, as I look at your face, I can feel the sick rising in the back of my throat when I look at you. But that aside, how can I empower you? And the transformation and empowerment doesn't stop there. We'll visit Jerry Finch, a beaten-down man with no self-respect or esteem and confidence, who lives in a ramshackle tent with a hole in it near the sewage station, and we'll empower him and make him feel good about himself. Jerry's a bit depressed, and he's standing on the bridge holding a gun to his head and threatening to end it all, and we're gonna save his life by making him feel happier about himself and more optimistic about the future. Jerry, hi, I'm Timothy Anal Scrapyard, and I'm here to make you happier and feel better about yourself. So tell me, how can I empower a man like you and make you feel happier about the future and want to live? So how can I help a guy ignorant as raccoon shit, a retarded baboon would score higher on an intelligence test than you? How can I make you happy? So that is... No, don't jump. I realize you're upset because your wife is sleeping around on you with every man and woman and the goat. And it's okay. It doesn't matter that she's given the town sexually transmitted diseases. Sorry, STDs. STD doesn't sound as bad as sexually transmitted diseases. It doesn't matter that your genital herpes has spread out of control and you'll never get laid again. So you need to just be positive and empowering. Oh dear. I'm sure we helped him feel more empowered between the time that the bullet left the barrel of the gun and entered his skull. So join me, Timothy Anal Scrapyard, in Discoveries in Empowerment, only on LCD, the lowest common denominator network.
LCD Films presents an Elmer Glickman Institute of Classic Shakespearean Actors production, the longest-awaited sequel in entertainment history, a sequel that has taken over 400 years to create. Romeo and Juliet 2, The Day After.
Well, now that they're dead, I guess there's no use in our families feuding anymore. We should just go to the funeral.
Yes, it's okay. They were just a bunch of wacky, confused children.
Good riddance to both of them. It was real silly, you know. We didn't want our son to marry your daughter because we thought Juliet was possibly retarded and a bit of a slut.
That's funny. We didn't want our Julia to marry your Romeo because we thought your Romeo was a bit of a tosser and a schmuck.
If you want to know something, I think we were both correct.
Yes,
yes, indeed.
It appears that, yes. Yes, indeed. We never should have argued in the first place.
The Montagues and the Capulets never had any problems until those two confused idiots fell in love.
Let's never have anything break our friendship again.
Anyway, our condolences. Sorry about your daughter.
And we're sorry for your loss of...
Don't apologize. Let's just say we're both relieved to get rid of them.
Let's just carry on being friends.
When's the funeral?
The funeral. We don't need to make a big thing of it. We'll just have the butler dig a bit of a hole in the garden and dump them in. Do you want us to bung your child in as well?
Yes, I'd appreciate that. It would be great not to have them in the family crypt. One day will be our day to leave this mortal coil and be interred with them. The child's been a pain in the arse. I don't want to have to spend eternity cooped up with her in the same crypt.
Then God, let me make a toast. Raise your glass, my dear friend. Fuck Romeo and fuck Juliet. To our friendship.
To our friendship. May those miserable children never bring disharmony to our great families again.
Battery operated magic toupee. Upload stop. Disengage.
As we gain a higher understanding of stupidity, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. Hence we bid farewell to the battery-operated magic toupee, pooting and spooing and farting thick brown smoke as it dimly staggers from reality to reality on its moronic mission.
You have been listening to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. It was performed and was written and produced by Elliot Stein. Copyright 2026. Gargoyle Entertainment. If you're a subscriber, many thanks. We love you and appreciate your generosity. And if you're not a subscriber and you like the podcast, subscribe to us on the Battery Operated Magic Toupee podcast Patreon page for the uncensored and ruder full-length episodes, exclusive content, special events, offers, and even more cool shit. We aim to give you original, uncensored, well-produced comedy, and that costs money. You can also purchase the book, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee by Elliot Stein on Amazon. And you can visit our webpage at BOMT.UK. That's BOMT for Battery-Operated Magic Toupee.UK.
Greetings, you most wonderful Bat-Op Magtupas out there. I'm Elliot Stein, the producer of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Happy New Year, direct from our hearts to you wonderful listeners. Thank you for listening, subscribing, and your support over these past 2 years. We do hope our small, silly comedy podcast has made you laugh and given you some cheer through the good and the bad. We've got some more episodes of Season 2 to go, and we'll be returning with Season 3. I'm raising my glass to you and toasting your good health and prosperity for this new year. May all your dreams come true. And since this is the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, there's no other way that we could end the toast but with this. Happy New Year, friends.